Say one thing, do another. It is obvious that you want people to think that you are a man of your word. At least you want those who attend your rallies to think that you do what you say you will do. It would seem that you understand correctly that this perception is very important to you staying in command of your supporters. Unfortunately for you, there seems to be a growing body of evidence that you are more show than go. You talk a good talk, but your walk does not correspond to your words. In other words, what you are saying to your base is, do as I say, not as I do. This does not work very well as parents, although many try, and I don't think it will work long term with those who have put you in power. Sooner or later, those who have been your backers will grow weary of you saying one thing and doing another. You say that you want to hire Americans, although it would seem that some of your companies scour the help wanted list for foreign nationals to bring aboard. Of course, you have said that you want the best and brightest to be granted immigration status into our country. Your supporters may be wondering about your American First verbiage, and weren't they any best and brightest Americans already here who could have been hired? Of course, it would seem that many of those hired are not those who would be granted special visas, but Hispanics. I presume that all of them are legal, since it would be terrible for ICE to raid one of your establishments and catch undocumented workers at work. Although I've heard anecdotes of undocumented aliens building the very detention centers where other undocumented illegals will be housed. The irony does not pass them by. It would seem that your rhetoric ridiculing Hispanics and calling attention to those who are here illegally keeps this population group on edge, fearful of their future. The more you talk about it, the more scared even those who were born here have become. Even those whose family have been in this country longer than yours has been find themselves under suspicion. I wonder if this is your way of keeping your workers down on the farm, so to speak. By keeping them scared, you can keep their wages low. By making them focus on your derision, you can keep them from speaking out. You can keep your costs down and your workers pliable. But that does not seem to be the only egregious failure of your actions to live up to your rhetoric. It would seem that your companies also have a propensity of bringing products from overseas as opposed to buying American-made products. In both cases, workers and products, you, I'm sure, see yourself as a smart businessman. But what about the other smart business people you've ridiculed over the years? Will those who support you finally see how two-faced you are? Will they eventually turn on you, abandoning your bandwagon out of disgust and disillusionment? When that time comes, it will not be a pretty picture. I don't think you can keep this up long term, but I do think you have convinced yourself people don't care. They just want to keep them you just want to keep them entertained. I think you will find that is not the case, and sooner or later you will pay the price for your arrogance.